Hello everyone, my name's Craig, XJW. I'm just going to make a video now. I've made a couple of videos before when I left Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm from just south of Perth here in Western Australia. I've going to make a video now about just how things are. I've been out for a year, so this is my first anniversary of leaving the cult, as it is. Some interesting things have happened. So what I can say is, well, first of all, I've continued to do a lot of research. I'm glad I left. I still triggered when I seen Jehovah's Witnesses. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. It was on a Monday. They came to where I work, and normally the electric gate is locked. And they happened to walk in, and it was an elder from my congregation. And fortunately, I was down the back, and the manager spoke to him and didn't tell him that he knew that I used to go to the Kingdom Hall, which was a relief. And even seeing them triggered me. Not that I had any issue with that particular elder, it's just that anything to do with that religion just kind of affected you after coming to know how corrupt they are. The whole organisation is. And I also felt sorry for those people because they're very nice people and they're like held at ransom in that stupid religion. And it just brainwashes people and ruins their lives. Anyway, going back to what's happened in the last year, I tried to help some relatives back in January, and they were very staunch, J-Dub, so they didn't want to listen. They like John Cedars as all, he's apostate and blah, 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 blah. And I thought, yeah, what a load of nonsense. You got to learn to use your own independent thinking and I've learnt follow your gut. Now, since leaving, I haven't gone and become a drug addict or a lunatic or some person that's done mess my life up. I've gone to meet-up groups. I can't say I've made any friends yet, but I have been to events. I went to one I mentioned in another video in Sydney, which was an XJW event, part of a documentary that was being filmed, and Lloyd Evans was there from the John Cedars channel. You had others that hosted it, Sasha and Sherry. You had, what was it? Trying to think of the Aussie guy, last name Bundy. He was there. Oh, I was thinking of serial killer Ted Bundy. I don't know, I think he's got a similar last name. But, anyway, I can't recall right now what his name was, but I think everyone knows he was the one that established, I think, jwfacts.com. There was Cliff from XJW5, Mark Redwood, I think it is, the chatterbox from Watchtower Focus, he was there. So it's very nice to meet some people. It's also at that time kind of difficult because you had to leave a group of people and go back home kind of by yourself. When you haven't made new friends yet, it's not easy leaving the religion because I faded and I haven't told my friends, J-Dubs, and I haven't really had much to do with them since I left because I don't want anything to do with the religion. And they don't know I've faded, so I haven't had any witnesses come looking for me, knocking on my door or anything. I did have one incident on Sunday. The door knocked and I thought, oh no, I better check. And it wasn't Jehovah's Witnesses, thankfully. It was two little girls selling tennis balls for dogs. I thought, okay, I don't mind. The dog will have a ball. It's better than being J-Dubs or Mormons at the door. So that was very... Anyway, but other than that, what's happened to me mentally, emotionally, it's not easy because, like you're single, being in that cult, I wanted to, by my age, which is 38 now, and I celebrated my birthday last Tuesday, 17th of September, for the first time. I had a cake, and all this nonsense about taboo about birthdays and that, just so childish from the religious leaders just to make a rule about that. I can say also that I find that I've found a nice XJW psychologist online American that helps me deal with my problems, and I talk to him via video link. So if anyone is looking, I have my email address on my main story page. So if anyone is XJW or thinking about leaving the Witnesses and needs support, I think Ryan is a good support for people because he left the Witnesses at 19, and I think he was shunned by some of his family. So now he's become a therapist. He's great support to help you understand and deprogram from the religion. And also, because I find it extremely difficult by my age, I wanted to be married with a few kids and a wife, and being single, sometimes it's hard even going to these XJW event when you see men pick couples, you get pissed off because you can't find anybody, and you think, oh, well, some of these people have found someone not long after they left the cult, and, good for them ultimately, but... I've been to meet-up groups and try to make friends, and it's just, you got to be persistent. It's not easy, and my family doesn't shun me or anything, and none of my immediate family members was baptised, only me. So even though Mum was raised a JW, and she never became baptised or anything. But I'm finding it difficult if you're an extrovert and you can't find any friends. It was crazy, especially when it gets to the weekend and you got no one. Sometimes you go for days without anyone properly to talk to other than your colleagues at work. But I mean about sensitive issues, and it's not easy when you go on social media, the XJW community, and see all the people that are left and being shunned, and it just all the negativity doesn't help your self-esteem. So you're trying to continue so you can help others, but as individual humans, we're vulnerable and we only can take so much. So sometimes I shut off from that and don't comment in certain pages because it's not much I can do for that person. Just hope that they go and get help from a therapist, or whatever town or country or city they're in, they can find support from the XJW community there. But I can say that I can see the more that's happening, that if you're a witness watching this and you think, oh, well, people that leave are mentally diseased, well, I think you're wrong, because no, they're not. Do your own research, and the scriptures even told us to examine to make sure things are so. And a lot of the teachings the witnesses teach don't add up. Now, this 1914 doctrine and 607, when of course archaeologists support 537, shunning, which is not scriptural, and also the toxic behaviours of people in the organisation. They talk about love. I found it one of the most unloving. There is a lot of nice people, I must admit, in the organisation as well, and I can say I did have some good times. There was some very nice people there. But I cannot stay in an organisation that doesn't support children that are molested and covers up child abuse, which was on the Australian Royal Commission, and I knew an elder from that, Max Hawley, that was on there. I shared a congregation with him for 7 years back in here in Western Australia. So it's disgusting that they do that. Also on my main video that I grew up with my grandfather who was a JW and a pedophile, so I know all about child abuse, even though I wasn't personally molested, being a male. So it doesn't mean in other families it doesn't happen. It has happened to males or boys too. So I encourage you to do your research and don't think that it hasn't affected us. Of course it affected us. That was our belief, for a lot of our life, to believe that we had a hope for the future, and now just to feel like you're being robbed of your time and lied to. Like, I still believe there's a God, but I don't know what really the future will be now. Many people turn atheist or agnostic and become extremely bitter and all this nonsense. Sometimes I perceive between activists arguing. Some of them are childish, but most of them are mature and sensible. And I don't think it's important to do about how women were treated. Yes, women were treated some bad, but men were too in the organisation, and they become feminists and hateful towards guys and all this. I don't want a man telling me what to do and all this crap, which is childish, because a lot of sensible men don't agree with the way the women are treated, but they also don't want to be dominated by a hen-pecking, controlling woman either. Everyone should be treated equal. Every person should have the right as a couple pursue their own goals and progress together and treat each other equal. There's no one better than the other. So there's no use demonising men and women against each other. So some of the childish attitudes are ones, and I don't really follow those ones, but I encourage those watching this, if you feel that you want to make a video, you're welcome to. I love looking at those that are leaving videos, even if I've seen some that only do one video and you don't see them again. Well, I think, that's their choice. Good on them, just to tell their story, and they want to move on from the organisation and make a life of what they've got left in this world. So I think to pursue their goals, whatever it was. And I can say whatever you want to be, doesn't matter what age, you can achieve if you put your mind to it. A lot of us have been disadvantaged financially, been not pursuing higher education, or we've missed out on opportunities to pursue dreams or goals. Well, you still have some dreams and goals left. Be motivated to achieve that and reach out to people, like myself, or something, that if you're struggling. I come from a caring family, so I'm always looking to encourage people as much as I can. I have met some very nice people now in the XJW community, and a lot of them are hurt by this organisation, and they do care about one still in it. They're not mentally diseased or some toxic, crazy person talking profanity and acting like an idiot and going out and getting on drugs. A lot of those people are very unfortunate that end up with the wrong crowd because they haven't been taught who to mix with. And a lot of them realise that outside the organisation you find really good people too that will protect you and be there and encourage you to stay away from bad people or drugs or anything that'll harm you. Anyway, changing the subject on that topic, some other things I've done. I've tried acting classes. I did a 3-hour acting class, which was very interesting and a lot of fun. And next month, October, I'm doing a 2-day. I've paid for a 2-day acting classes to do more. It's a lot of fun, and it's a good way to build your confidence. I've also got this book, which is, of course, I'm in Australia, so this is Barefoot Investor, which is the money guide. It's a really good book for those that may be in Australia. You could probably find it, similar books in other countries about how to manage your money better. And it's a really good book for those that are maybe in financial strife or situation. I find it very practical and helpful to how to save on superannuation or retirement, how to plan to uh, be more financially secure. And as we've been in the religion for so long, we're taught to rely on the new world. Don't worry about setting yourself up for your future. We realise now that we don't know what will really happen in our future, and as far as we know, we intend to grow old and die. So we have to plan for your future. So I think it's take practical measures to try and make the best decisions you can. And there's plenty in the XJW community who will reach out and help you. And they do care. They've been affected by this organisation, so they want to help others. And I must say, a lot of them are doing tremendous work in trying to, the activists against this organisation, especially for those that have suffered child abuse. It must be a terrible thing. I know in my family that those that were abused by my grandfather, it's a horrible thing to go through, and we you have to be very compassionate for those ones. And I think, it is disgusting. Those kind of people, I think, shouldn't be allowed to live personally, pedophiles. To take advantage of a child, you've got to be sick. And the best thing is lead. I think it's lead to the head. That's the best thing for. Anyway, I think I'm going to finish up this video soon. So that's some of the things that's happened for me in the last year. I've also enjoyed, I'll just add, some entertainment, going to concerts, enjoy music, and having spending time with some family, my mum, brothers and sisters, and that more time. And I'm so glad I don't have to get up on a Saturday morning. I work down the road from a Kingdom Hall, and today I went past, and there's a circuit overseer out the front. I thought, oh, here we go. Another visit. What a waste. People wasting their life on that religion. And also, a couple of weeks ago, the Mormons went at someone's door 3 doors down. So another cult. And all these young people wasting their life. Okay, you can have a belief there's God, but not being in a high control religion that can micromanages every aspect of your life. And people can't be themselves, their authentic selves. It's toxic, and you can do far better outside of it. So anyway, I'm going to finish this video now. Thanks for listening wherever you are, and unconditional love from Australia anyway, from Craig. Have a good day. Bye.